generate and can, you know, get as many persons around for a particular purpose. In this case, in politics, and some ideas have been muted, especially with the ruling APC. In spite of the challenges in the nation, they appear, you know, to be going stronger. They are having more support, more defections into them. You know, people are jumping, even some public officials who are in power, not just those out of power. Some of them who are in power are leaving their party, especially some first-time governors, to say, we are joining you. And some of them have. The entire governmental political structure of the PDP in Delta State have jumped to the APC. The parliamentarians are moving in droves towards the APC. But then many persons are saying, does that mean 2027 is a done deal for the APC and his presidential candidate? Will that be it? Are we just waiting for time to pass and the APC will have their person re-elected at the national level? But one will say never. In politics, it is always a very interesting time and you can never tell. Now, there are ideas that have been muted. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been very loud and vocal, especially still of the PDP, and many persons are saying, you know what, Atiku, maybe it's time for you to take the back seat and, you know, be an end of statesman and support others, because you've been running perpetually. Well, what another person will say, it is his right, he has the constitutional duty, but does the political calculation favor him right now? He is of the northern extraction. We have a southern president right now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and many persons say, conventionally it is believed, politically speaking, that the South should have their time for 8 years mandated, and that Southerner might be from any party, while the North should wait for their time. Now, Atiku is from the North, so what will be the place of the Southerner? Some ideas are being muted that any party or any coalition that will wrest power from the APC must be the one that is very strong. So how can they get that? Is it Atiku with his boys or with his, you know, people, supporters, and of course, you know, Peter Obi as well, who was able to generate more than 6 million votes in the last election. Can they put their heads together? Obi has been vice to Atiku before, you know, and many persons are saying, or was touted to be his running mate before he left at the last election. Many things are being talked about right now, but now, today we have somebody, you know, in Peter Obi's camp, is a lead figure, the Obidient, is a social activist and team lead at the Free Nigeria Movement. Moses Paul, popularly known as Dr. Mo, you know, he joins us virtually this morning. Good morning, Dr. Mo. Good to have you, Janice.
Good morning, and it's good to be here.
Thank you very much. Now, your principle, you know, has been touted by some persons to say, you know what, maybe at the end of the day, if it is about service, he will have that shot. Possibly, he should be the running mate to Atiku Abubakar now. And these are some of the things that we are hearing. In fact, the Punch said they have their sources who have been involved in coalition talks and who requested anonymity, saying that such proposals are being made. So what do you say to that?
Those are proposals, and I mean, it's okay. Different people can make whatever proposals they have to make, but I think you saw and to put this in proper context, the proposals, or the proposal was said to be made by the Atiku group, not necessarily Atiku by himself. And you saw also the clarification that was made by the official press release by the Obidient Movement yesterday, after they've been inundated with calls from home and abroad regarding that publication. And they were very clear that without the risk of contradiction, they reiterated what our principal has always said, that the objective for him is getting involved in a coalition is to provide a united front against tackling bad governance, corruption, hunger, poverty, healthcare, out-of-school children, and the myriad of problems that have continued to afflict our nation as a people. That should be our call and our goal. I mean, as we speak today, it's not even 29th of May yet, meaning that the Tinubu administration has not even done 2 years yet in power. But all over the place, if you're in the federal capital like I am, we're inundated with politics without governance. People are dying everywhere. People are hungry. Mete in Borno State right now is about being taken by a terrorist. But we're talking about politics. This is why we're not moving anywhere as a country. So people can make whatever proposal they want to make. I can even propose to you right now. Anybody can propose. But again, this is why our country is going down the drain. And it is important to realign people very quickly. In the words of Mr. Peter Obi, let's tend to what is critical: health, education, and pulling people out of poverty.
Oh, all right, Dr. Mo. Right now, the coalition, the major aim of the coalition is to take power from the ruling party in 2027. On March 20, when Nasir El-Rufai, Atiku, and of course Peter Obi, talked about this coalition, they made it clear that they still wanted to stand as a strong opposition, because a lot of Nigerians have been speaking and saying, is there really any opposition in Nigeria? So they are concerned about the fact that the nation is tilting towards becoming the one-party state, and they want to form a formidable coalition that can take power from the ruling party. That's why they've been having these conversations. Now, like my colleague mentioned earlier, a lot of, conversations, opinions in some quarters saying that Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar might actually, come to that deal again, where Peter Obi will serve as his running mate again for the 2027 elections. Their supporters have been talking, they themselves, just recently now, we have in the news this morning, that Peter Obi is saying that he is still with Labour Party. My question to you is this, Dr. Mo. Why is it so important for someone like Atiku Abubakar to be president of Nigeria? Why has it become a lifetime ambition? Why can't, do you see someone like Atiku Abubakar saying, fine, I want Nigeria to get better, but as it is now, I will just step down. I want to run for presidency. And again, why can't he run as Obi's vice? Why can't we change, why can't we flip the coin and have Atiku Abubakar, running as Obi's vice? In 2019, Peter Obi was Atiku Abubakar's running mate as vice presidential candidate for the PDP. So why can't we flip the coin now to have it the other way?
And I think this is why we're here having this conversation, because let me give you a quick rundown on an analysis on Mr. Peter Obi before I pull this in, because more than half of Nigeria are between the ages of 18 and 35, which means that Nigeria is a very youthful, energetic nation, probably next to none globally. Mr. Peter Obi was in Abuja on Wednesday last week. By Thursday, we were in Lagos. By Friday, we were in Benin, having several engagements, including the burial of former candidate Olumide Apata. By the time we're done that night, he had driven to we flew down to Lagos and back to Abuja, and off he went to the Vatican. He got to the Vatican. By yesterday, he was already back to Abuja. We're already having an engagement, donating 20 million to a school in Kubwa yesterday, Abuja. You can imagine the backpack. This is the point of all of this. This is what truly is about. The capacity, the competence, consistency, the ability, the effect. These kinds of drive and energy that Nigeria and Africa need. Leadership is about holding up titles. It's being present, proactive. It's about being purposeful. The newly elected pope was chosen for his age and experience. What is looking for younger? I mean, he's just about 69 years old. But when you come to there, you have people in their 70s, in their 80s, in their 90s, fighting to therefore position that they have no physical capacity or that they do not have the opposite energy to be able to meet up with. This is the issue and the problem that I'm having. So let me see.
We're having some issues with your audio, but I guess we'll work on that. But you know, you just talked about age right now. Many persons have been saying, yeah, you know, not too young to run and all of those things. But then even the biggest nations of the world, many of them have, you know, older leaders. I think President Putin is almost 70 or thereabout. President Trump is in his late 70s. Joe Biden was almost 80. And so does that really matter, you know, because you're talking about the age thing right now. And these are some of the biggest, you know, the man in charge of China is almost 70, if not. So how does that matter, the age thing? Okay, all right, I understand, you know, is disconnect.
Yeah, and I guess it was about to address the main question too. It was just about to hit on that before we had the technical glitch. I do hope he can hear us, so when he comes back online, he can address that. Because
so why Atiku Obi? Why not Obi Atiku?
Exactly. Why can't we have it that way? I mean, why is it so important for Atiku?
It is about service.
Why is he hell-bent on being Nigeria's president? If he truly loves Nigeria,
I guess it's bad.
I have nothing personally against Atiku. I don't know him as a person, so I cannot judge his character. But again, if it is about Nigerians, it is about the good of Nigeria. Why can't Atiku say, you know, let someone else do this for a change? I think Dr. Mo is back. Hello, Dr. Mo, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please, I would like you to carry on. I guess you wanted to address the question I asked you earlier before we lost connection.
Okay, so like I was saying, and you mentioned about Joe Biden, but you can see clearly that's really, and these are words to pray about. Elders, they are supposed to be kingmakers, elder statesmen who are supposed to be advising, because at the end, to keep match up with the contemporary relevant.
Way before, why can't you flip the coin now? Who says you cannot contribute meaningfully as VP again?
He has been VP before.
That's a question. And now they are looking for a political party to use as a platform. Right. Now they're talking about ADC. We know that someone like Professor Patu Tomi, okay, who is leading the Big Tent Coalition now, was actually ADC presidential candidate in 2007. So it makes logical sense. They've tried to talk about the SDP. They've tried working with SDP. Nasir Rufai defected to the SDP first. But again, they might have some, you know, challenges going with the SDP. And they have to solve this problem right now, because by this time next year, they should already have, you know, resolved all this. By this time next year, all the political parties should have had their candidates. So that is why they are going about these talks. Again, what should we expect from someone like Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi? Because definitely Peter Obi's supporters would not like him going back. Why should Peter Obi run with Atiku again as VP? Look at the results of the 2023 general elections. Look at how Peter Obi performed. Peter Obi single-handedly won Lagos State. Okay, he won Lagos State. Some people are arguing, even the PDP, okay, the PDP, I saw a video there, the PDP chieftain was saying, see, even the Lagos election results were rigged, that Peter Obi actually won by far wider margin in Lagos. So those to talk about the 582,000 to 572,000 of the APC in Lagos. So for Peter Obi to have won Lagos, APC stronghold, it means he's strong enough. So the question is, why should he now, you know, condescend to running as a VP candidate to Atiku?
I think elections are very dynamic and interesting. That it just takes a particular change of events to change the whole narrative at times. You know, when the race started for, at least with benefit of hindsight right now, for P2B, I'm not sure he was in his deepest part of his mind thought he would get that kind of support. You know, many things played out. The fact that Yemi Osinbajo didn't emerge in the APC got so many young people to look the other way. That is a fact, because his messages, Yemi Osinbajo message, even in the APC, he has a huge support to the young people.
Absolutely.
So when he didn't emerge, some young people looked elsewhere and to see who possibly has our message, who is the lesser of all the evils, you know, so to speak, in a kind of way. So many things might happen. Sometimes it just takes your principal to say, guys, maybe if it's about power, we have to play along and let's look this other way. And there are many persons, not just only those two, but then there is a lot to talk about, because one thing is sure, if any coalition will put themselves together, it must be strong. If any party will put its house in order, they should start doing that now, because the party in power are getting stronger and stronger every day. You know, so it's only logical that to dislodge an incumbent, you must do the extra. Meanwhile, the incumbent has the legal right to remain in that power and to seek, you know, the mandate of the press. I mean, the people once more. But then a lot to really talk about. Let's go on this break. By the time we come back, we will speak more about these issues. It's about the soul of this nation called Nigeria, of good people and great nation. Stay with us.
The Berlin Conference of 1884